the beautiful thing about that, I've been looking at in Baltimore City real estate since '02, and I started my business based off of following the big development. So my first residential rehab was down in Westport on Sydney Avenue, and the only reason why I invested there is because I heard that you can sit in on the Baltimore City planning meetings back in 2002. And I used to just go in and just sit in these planning meetings. I had no idea what these people were saying. All I knew is when I heard a neighborhood, I was like, okay, they're about to build condos there or apartments or whatever. So I went to these planning meetings and everybody kept talking about Westport, Westport. And I was the youngest guy sitting in these meetings. And I said, I'm gonna buy my first house to renovate on Sydney Avenue. I paid 25 grand. It never happened, but the speculation drove that market up, and I was able to sell that house for 135,000 to a home buyer from DC. They ended up selling it to somebody else who I don't know who owns it now. But what I do, I take that same strategy and I buy properties around Baltimore City where I know they are already breaking ground. I put 105,000 in it in 2019, and the property recently appraised for 200,000. And I have a tenant in the house paying 1,600 a month. And the only reason why I purchased that property is because I had already been investing in East Baltimore since '07 when Johns Hopkins finally broke ground. Well, not Johns Hopkins, the East Baltimore Development Initiative broke ground off of Broadway, which is a $5 billion development. I already know I have more equity in my property now because of what's going on. And the only reason why I knew this is because I read. So the Baltimore Business Journal, the key things, the key indicators that let me know that Baltimore is the next Washington, D.C., the next Philadelphia, is the industry. They're talking about technology. They're talking about Baltimore being the next Silicon Valley. They're calling it the Silicon Valley of the East. So when you hear things like that, and you're seeing the industries that are coming through Baltimore, understand those industries bring high incomes because there's a population, a new population of folks moving to Baltimore that are being employed by these companies that are here now and that are coming here. You have to realize that Baltimore's infrastructure is was built to hold 1.2 to 1.3 million people.